Hello YouTubers, it's Championdjk coming at you yet again with another video, and today we've got another segment of the Car Culture series. This is the brand new revamped Car Culture series. This is the first series for 2018, the Japan Historics 2, and I know this has already been shown on a couple of channels, but we are going to go through it in kind of a little bit of a different way. We'll kind of show you just a couple of things and make a couple of comments on the series, and yeah. So it should be a pretty decent video. Alright, so Japan Historics 2. Before we get into Japan Historics 2, you'll notice, obviously it's on a new card this time. It's on about the pop culture series size card. They did also up the price of them. They are now $5.47 retail at Walmart. If you were lucky enough and they put them on the pegs for the old $3.50 price, you probably got them for that price. But they are showing up at Walmarts everywhere now, and also at Targets. So $5.47 retail, that's the same price as Replica Entertainment series, or Retro Entertainment series. So you're going to get the same kind of style here. You do get headlights, you do get taillights, you get full deco all around. Tampos everywhere, so on every surface of the car. Metal body, metal base, rubber tires, and pretty nice looking vehicles. So this is going to be the first series of this. So a little bit more expensive this time around, and before we get into this series, let's quickly just recap what we've seen so far for Car Culture, starting with 2016, the original Japan Historics. This is the Datsun Bluebird 510 wagon. This series was hoarded by many, drilled apart by many, and the wheels were used as donors by many, and this 5-car set is actually now, if you wanted it right now and you don't have it, it's going to cost you a pretty penny on eBay. Luckily, I was able to get a few sets of these when they first came out, as well as pre-ordering a case, so that was pretty cool. So anyway, this was your first series for 2016 in Car Culture. It was followed up by the Euro Style series. Not nearly as big of a hit as the Japan Historics. Here's just one example of that. There's your Euro Style. This is the Porsche 993 GT2, a very cool casting. So there was that. I'll show you quickly the back of the car, just so you can see all the cars in the release at a snapshot. Might as well show you this too. There's all the cars in that release. I have all the sets of Car Culture, at least one set of each one. Here is the Truck series. This was also in 2016. Here's a quick example. Datsun 620. That was probably the hot one in that release. The Ford F-250 was a pretty nice one too. Subaru Brat looked really good too. These two I didn't really care about too much, but there was your Truck series. And followed up by that, in the last series for 2016 was the Track Day series. Here's a Porsche 964. This was a new casting at that time. And there's a little glance at the card art. Of course, this Datsun Bluebird 510 was the hot one in that series. This was a pretty nice set, this Track Day set. So there were your 4 series for 2016, and then in 2017 they kicked it off with the Redliner series, which is your 55 Chevy Bel Air Gasser. Here were the other cars in the series, so you can take a quick look at those. And then we got, followed up by that, it was the air-cooled series. With this series you could still find some of these yellow SP2s, which were that guy right there, hanging on the pegs at your local Target. That was probably the least favorite Car Culture car of the entire series. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it probably was. You can still find them. So there is that. The air-cooled series for 2017, followed up by the Race Day series. This was a new casting in that series, the Porsche 962. Porsche got a lot of castings in the Car Culture series. Here is a glance at the back of the card. And then after that was the Modern Classics series, which here's another Porsche 964. Same Porsche as the one that we looked at in Track Day. There's Modern Classics. There's a view of the back of the card and all the cars that were in that one. Probably the hot one in this one was the the Honda CRX. And that new Mercedes-Benz was pretty sweet too, that 190E. Is a nice one. And then finally we got Cars and Donuts, which here's your custom Datsun 240Z in the Cars and Donuts series. Very clean looking vehicle. So there's Cars and Donuts, and here were the other cars in that series. The hot one, actually there's 3 really good ones in here. Not really 4. These all really looked good. Didn't really care too much for that one, even though I like that car. But there you go. So that was all the Car Culture series, a quick snapshot of all the ones that have been out thus far, and now they changed the game for 2018, and I have this larger card. Let's go ahead and just crack this guy open. Yes, the card art is beautiful. It does look nice. But let's first take a look at this Datsun. And we're going to go ahead and just, oops, sorry, drop the camera there. I apologize about that. Quality production here. Shout out to Pooch Man. Alright, so here it is. Here's what you get. No, this is not the Bluebird with the opening hood. It's not that casting. That was released as an RLC piece as well as a convention piece. So there's your 510. The history on the 510 is it was actually released quite a while ago. It was released in 2009 as a mainline. And actually, I've got a 2009 new model right here. Let's go ahead and just crack that. Take a quick look. So this is the car in the series that has the longest history, is this Datsun Bluebird 510. Pretty cool car. This one's got a plastic base. Of course, the mainline release. So just going to show you a couple of them. I don't have a whole collection of them. It was in the 2009 mainline, the 2010 mainline. It was the 2011 Vintage Racing Brie, which is a very hard car to get, and it's super expensive. It was in the 2012 mainline, and then it came out in the RLC as a with another Brie livery, and is super expensive. And then it came out, I think after that was no, not this one. It was the Cool Classics one, which actually is one of my favorites. This one right here. That's a pretty neat one. Cool Classics 510. And then the Real Riders series, that was the Heritage series, which is the series that predated the car culture. It was right before car culture. Here was that Track Day one. That was Track Day, yeah. And then and then you got it is a mail-in for Kmart. So there's that, and then you had the RLC piece, which I also have the newest RLC one that has the opening hood. But anyway, just wanted to show you a couple of these. If you want to see an entire set of every variation of this that came out, and there was a bunch of weird mainline ones with different variations, you'll have to watch the Lamley Group video, the feature on this Datsun. He pretty much showed all of them. But anyway, back to the one that we're looking at here, and just real quick, it does have full deco. It's got tampoed headlights, tampoed grille, the tampo on the side, tampoed taillights, and it is a very nice looking car, so glad to add it to the collection. So there's that. We're 7.5 minutes, and we're only into the second car. Alright, so the second one is this Mazda RX3. We'll go ahead and open that guy up. The card art, you know, there it is. You guys will see these on the pegs, hopefully, so hopefully you'll see all the card art. Hopefully scalpers in your area won't get to all of them before you will. But there you go, full deco. The Mazda RX3, of course, debuted in the car culture original Japan Historics line, which was this. This was probably the most drilled apart car in car culture when it was the debut of these wheels, and everybody was putting those on customs. And then it also came out again, right there, in Race Day. So there it is again. So this has only been seen in car culture lineup, and to me is probably the weakest one in this set. Definitely the weakest car in the set, I think. I mean, it looks alright. I'm just not a huge fan of the casting. I think it looks okay, but pretty neat. Whatever. Rotary power, right? Alright, so there's that. And then next up, we got the Nissan Fairlady Z in yellow. Quick peek at the card art. Yes, it looks nice. Go ahead and open it up. And there it is. Looking very nice. Got tampos, of course, all around. The base is new, so that's a new base for this car because it debuted in the mainline. Here's its mainline debut, which is in 2016. People really were freaking out about this when it came out. I'm sure a lot of you hoarded this car if you're a JDM fan. But pretty cool little car. And then it came out again in 2017 mainline with this Advan livery. And then, of course, it was the super treasure hunt for Q cases for 2017. So here it is. They did change up a little bit the nose on this car. Not the nose, but the base makes it look a lot different. And I think it makes it look a lot better to have that lip on there. So there is that, and there's your there's your Z car, your Fairlady Z. And I think it looks pretty good, pretty nice. And then the next two are actually brand new models. So you have this Nissan Laurel 2000 SGX. Go ahead and crack that open. This is just a really cool car. They made it look, the stance on it, very lowered, very appropriate for, you know, heavily aftermarket modified Japanese cars. So really, really cool. Again, you got the tampos everywhere. Nice detail on it. It basically scrapes the ground, but still rolls. So really, really cool. Looks great in this green color. So this is a brand new casting, brand new, and looks excellent. So very good job, Mattel, on this one. Obviously, this set is going to be an extreme hit. And then they followed that up with the Nissan Skyline C210. Again, very cool. I almost don't have to crack this one because the blisters are cracked. Which, by the way, I guess a lot of people are finding these cars with the blisters cracked in them, you know, especially up here in probably northern states because it's so cold outside and that plastic becomes very brittle in transit. So, again, pretty much scrapes the ground. If you push this down, it's touching the ground. But it does roll. You get detail in the front, detail in the rear, full deco all the way around, chrome trim right there. Looking very good, both of these models. Both these models look very good together. So there is your newest series of car culture. The next series of car culture should be really awesome, actually. It's going to be like that Transporter series, I think is what they're calling it. But it's got some really cool castings in it that I like, such as the VW panel bus, I think is in that one. The Ford Transit Supervan is in that one. So I'm actually really excited about that. I know that's not going to be a scalper's favorite like these are going to be, because people are already trying to sell these sets for like $60 a set, when you could have just pre-ordered a case for about that price, I think. And anyway, they're going to be all over the place. These things they're going to make so many of these cars because they know they're going to be such a good hit. So, and these things probably will maintain a resale value for quite some time. So let me know what your favorite is in the set. If I had to pick a favorite, I'm always partial to Z cars, so I do like this one, even though it's just a plain old like yellow car. I think it does look very nice. It'd probably be between these two just because they're both brand new, and I definitely kind of go for this one. I think this green one I think looks great. So, all right, guys. Well, that's going to be it for this video. Hopefully you found it somewhat enjoyable to see some more car culture. And let me know in the comments down below what you think about the price increase. Is it worth it to get this level of detail to pay retro entertainment prices, or do you think you'd be better off, you know, sticking with that same old $3.50 price point where it's missing headlights and taillights? So if you notice, let me grab one here. So this would be your Bluebird 510. If you take a look at the front, no detail. You take a look at the front of this, very detailed, and it looks great, I think. And then the back, same deal, no detail. There you go. So previous car culture lineup, they could not put full deco on it and have it at that price point. At this $5.50, I mean, they can go to the max. So, and I would like them to go to the max, but I think they should still be about pop culture price. I wish they were about $4.50, not $5.50, but you know, whatever. That's just me. Of course, I'm going to want it as cheap as possible. So that's about it. So thank you guys very much for watching this video. I'll be hopefully doing one of these videos for every car culture series that comes out, and I think I've done one so far for every single series that has come out. So it'll be in the car culture playlist, so check that out. There should be a link down in the description of this video if you want to see other car culture series reviews. And thank you guys for watching so much, and please hit that subscribe button if you have not subscribed to my channel already, and have a great day.